Hello, are we live? Okay. What's up, you guys? I'm back with another video. How's it going? Am I audible? Can you guys hear me fine? Let me know. Drop the likes. Hi, hi. Hi, Akash. Hi, Manoj. Hi, Modern, Sanskari, Praveen, Coding Web. Hi, Pankul, Akash, Shakir. Can you guys hear me fine? Let me know. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yes. Hi, how's it going? How's your weekend, you guys? I'm here in Dublin. It's afternoon right now. It's 3:30 p.m. going on, and I don't know. Just thought I would go live because we just hit 40,000 subscribers. So thanks a lot for that, and it means a lot. So like I was just looking at the timeline. So the last time I went live, I mean, last time we did like this kind of channel update, that was October 2020 when we hit 20,000 subscribers, and it's just almost a year and we have doubled in size, so like we are 40,000 now, 41,000 I think. So thanks a lot to you guys for the support, and keep liking, keep commenting, keep sharing the videos with your friends. I hope it's helpful and entertaining. So I don't want to be a boring nerdy guy just offering you gyan. I also want to share fun stuff, some entertainment and all that. So like trying to make a balance. Okay, so I'll start looking at the chats and you can start asking me questions. So this is going to be like an AMA, ask me anything kind of a thing. And I will start taking questions from the comments. I see there's a lot of comments coming in, but I don't see any likes coming in, guys. Drop the likes. Come on. What are we doing here? We need more likes because YouTube starts pushing it out to the subscribers and to everyone if people are engaging. So you guys are commenting, also start dropping likes. Um, yep, we have 91 people and we have 43 likes. Half of you haven't liked it yet. Start liking, yeah, perfect, awesome. So okay, I'll start taking questions. Let's not waste more time. So all right, do you ever contribute open source in college? Wow, that's a very good question. So like in one of my videos I mentioned like the way to build your profile is either you start contributing to open source, or you start building projects, or you start doing internships and stuff. So for me personally, I have not contributed to any big open source projects because, so first of all, like I said, until my third year I wasn't paying attention at all, and I was just enjoying college, roaming around, as I said, hanging out, friends and all that. So we were partying and stuff. So when I came to third year is when I realized maybe, you got to do something meaningful with all the coding and stuff. So I looked into open source, definitely. Like it was one of the things. I even like applied for GSOC. It was like deadline was next week or something, because this is talking about third year, right? When I started preparing for placement, someone told me look into GSOC. So I looked into GSOC and I made an application in like a couple of hours, and like I hadn't paid attention, right? I didn't know about it, so obviously I didn't get it. But apart from that, I looked at other open source projects, and I saw I was thinking maybe contribute to React or something like that, but it never came to pitch. It never came to fruition, basically because two things. One, I was also getting internships and freelance projects. So like a lot of you might not know, I have done freelance web development. I used to build websites and stuff for small businesses and all that. So I was think about this, right? I'm already getting projects and I'm getting paid for those projects, right? And I did not know that open source projects can also pay you, right? That was something else. But I was doing freelance projects, then I got my internship. So like, and after that I started working. So there was never a time where I was doing development, like involved with development, and I did not have like gigs or work. Basically I always had either freelance projects or some internship going on ever since I learned to develop apps and stuff. So not really, no, I haven't contributed much to open source. Although I want to at some point. Right now, I don't have time. Okay. Here I'm a college dropout learning full stack development. What should I do to grab a remote job in a Silicon Valley startup? So basically, your college dropout, it doesn't mean anything. Like my friend at Facebook, one of my teammates who joined a month after me, even he's a college dropout. Like it doesn't really matter. No one sees what you study, how much you study. What matters is you know the skills and you know how to get the job done, and you know the tech, you know your fundamentals are strong. So that depends on you, right? So basically learn development from whatever course or syllabus you're following. Just learn to develop apps, build a portfolio of these apps, and like use that portfolio to apply to startups, right? Maybe not remote startup directly, maybe because some of the remote startups might need to see your professional work experience. So you can look at some other startups, maybe like Indian startups and stuff. So just reach out to, there's a lot of startups in Bangalore and Delhi and stuff, so just reach out to them and show them your portfolio. They will give you a gig, and then once you have your first sort of a startup job, then use that experience, right? You have 6 months of experience, 1 year of experience is solid. After you have 1 year of full-time work experience as a software developer, you can apply to any startup around the world and they will consider you. So that's what I would suggest. Okay, we are getting a lot of comments, we need to slow down, you guys. Okay, let's see. Bro, when will you start your startup or your MS plan? So that's the thing, right? Like I keep thinking, I keep reading all these books and I keep learning these things, and I follow tech Twitter and all that. I always think like maybe it's time to like start a startup or maybe masters. So like I said, I had my master's plan. I was supposed to go to Berkeley this year, actually 2020, but like COVID happened, and then this year, but then Facebook happened. So it gets deferred, right now Facebook is my priority, so I'm focusing on that. Maybe next year, I mean, in the short term I don't plan to do masters. My thinking has kind of changed. Maybe 2 3 years down, because the ultimate goal after doing my masters in computer science or something would be to get to somewhere like Facebook, which I already got in, and I could use those 2 years to level up within Facebook and build that Facebook work experience, which is very valuable. So right now I'm not thinking about masters in computer science at all. I might think about an MBA, because an MBA is always a good choice. Like you can never go wrong with an MBA. I know there's a lot of fuss about MBA and business school and all that. I might at some point, but right now I'm just focused on work. And when it comes to startup, I want to start up, but then I don't want to start up for the sake of being hashtag entrepreneur or something like that. So if I have a good idea which I have really strong conviction about, I will do it. Like I wouldn't wait for that. Okay, let's see. Oh my god, so many comments. Okay, okay, these are the same questions, right? I'm a college dropout, I'm a full stack developer, I want to get a remote job. So you just need to go and watch my previous videos. I get these questions again and again, but do you guys even go to the channel page and watch the previous videos? I've already made a video about how to build your resume, how to build your projects, what projects to build, and how to apply to these companies. Like just go to my channel page and scroll down and watch the previous videos, and like a lot of these questions have already been answered. So uh, yeah. Do remote jobs pay 100,000 US to devs in India? Yes. So I know for a fact they do. I mean, so I was a junior engineer when that was my first job, so I was definitely not getting 100,000. But I know teammates from my team who were getting 100,000 plus. So like it's always a game. Like if I was still at Airbase, I might be getting that much. But like, so senior engineers, not even senior, I would say mid-level engineers also get 100,000 plus. But for juniors, it's a little rare to find that sort of a position. But like with experience, definitely. Like it's not even 100,000 is an average thing now. Like 150, even 200,000 is possible with remote jobs. Okay, how do I slow this down here? Like I need to. Okay, maybe I can do it here. Okay. Okay. How good is Okay, you guys are also answering your own questions. That's nice. Wow. Is doing good Django? What? Okay, Django is a good framework. If you meant to ask Django, like, so basically, I have earlier I used to be put a lot of emphasis on what kind of tech you're learning. Now I don't think it really matters that much, right? As long as you can get the job done. Like for example, if you were building a YouTube, it doesn't matter whether you used a Django or Node.js Express or like a Golang backend. It doesn't really matter whether you use React or Vue or Angular or anything on the front end. Like it does, technology stack doesn't matter that much, because you can do the same kind of things with different languages and different frameworks. So like we need to stop emphasizing. Yeah, it's another thing to say that React has the most number of positions, open positions and opportunities, and maybe Django has a lot of them too. That is a fair ask, but like technology wise, like you can build it with anything. There are pros and cons of all these frameworks. Django, Golang backend is like very good, very scalable. Rust is a programming language which is used to build really scalable, distributed systems backends and stuff. So yeah, don't obsess over the frameworks, I would say, unless you're targeting some job openings or something like that that only hire those people. Okay. Roadmap for first year students. So I have just made a video, like I think 2 weeks back I released a video what I would advise to my 18-year-old self in the first year of college. Just go and watch that video, right? First year, you want to start learning some real skills. You have your courses, whatever the college is teaching you, but that's separate, right? You want to start learning like web development, right? If you want to learn web development, you have to start with HTML, CSS kind of stuff. If you want to learn Android app development, I would start Kotlin directly, right? Just jump into Kotlin, learn Kotlin, start building Android apps. If I was doing iOS development, I would just learn Swift UI, because there is Objective C, like there is Java in Android, but that is outdated. It's still in use, but like the newer modern way of doing Android apps is Kotlin and iOS apps is Swift UI. So I would learn Swift and start building iOS apps. For example, if I was doing crypto, I would learn Solidity and start building smart contracts. And because there are now courses, in fact, I was just checking out one of them. It was called Build Space. So it's teaching Solidity and Ethereum and like how to build these smart contracts and how to build programs around the smart contract ecosystem. But front end never goes out of because front end is important, whether it's a crypto app or it's a social media app or it's a commercial B2B app. Like everyone needs a good web app front end. So front end developers are like in high demand, because even if you build a crypto system, like your backend will be some Solidity, some smart contract stuff happening, but your front end will always be the same. It'll either be React or Vue or something like that. So there you go. I think that should answer your question. Can Facebook hire software engineer interns from India? Yes, yes, they do. I know for a fact that people do internships with Facebook. So, but like it's hard to get. Obviously, we have very few intern positions, and you need to already have an impressive background, because imagine how many people apply to Facebook, right? Like thousands, if not lakhs or millions of people. So you need to be, and there are only few openings. So basically you can build your profile if you have some, for example, great projects or past internships, or Google Summer of Code or something like that. That gives you a strong chance to get into the get into touch with recruiters and apply for internships and then clear the interviews. And because I know people who have done Facebook internships in the past, like from India to Facebook London or Dublin or something like that. So even now, we just had an intern. He was not in India; he was in Scotland, but it's the same way. Like it was a remote internship, so that even benefits you guys that you can do a remote internship. Okay, how many people do we have? 140. Okay, not bad. Can we slow down? I'm losing track. Okay. I get placed in Uni Commerce 12 CTC. I'm in fourth year. What should I do now for better CTC in other company? I think 12 is good. You could probably do better now that you already have this in your hands. Maybe apply to remote jobs. You already have a backup plan. If you get something better, that's great. If you don't, just take that up, start working there, build your experience. And if you do like 6 months, parallelly after 6 months or after a year, I would say I would start applying to remote jobs, because then you are experienced. So once you have a year of experience, you're already better than 90% of the applicants, right? Because 90% of the applicants probably have no experience. So if you have a year of experience, that gives you an edge. So I would use that as an opportunity to gain more experience. Bro, what are the advantages of doing MS in CS? So MS in CS, it's obviously a master's degree, right? You're specializing in computer science. So when you go to any company or anyone really, you go and tell them you have a master's degree in computer science, you're already associated with like a higher level understanding, or I would like in CS terms a lower level understanding, because you go in depth and you study something. So if you study computer science, you would ideally choose a stream in computer science, like whether you want to do MS in like artificial intelligence, or you want to do something like distributed systems, or something software engineering. Like you will choose your thing and you will gain deep expertise in it, so like it is valuable in that. From India, I see a lot of my friends are doing masters in the US, and the whole premise is that you get to go to the US and you get to study there and you get to work there. So the work visa thing is the main driver, I would say, because if you've already done bachelor's in CS, like I've done bachelor's in CS, I was to get to the US, masters in CS is a great opportunity. If you want to get to the US and work there and Silicon Valley and all that, masters in CS is a great way to do it. That's why most people do it. Some people also want to get into research and stuff. That's another reason. But yeah, it is an advantage if you want to do that, but it's not a must. Like, yeah. Okay, bro, you got into Berkeley. Please share your journey. Actually, I want to make a video because I know a lot of so early videos that I was making was about GRE and masters and stuff. So I know a few of my subscribers were into that kind of content, and I wanted to make a video about why I chose to go to Facebook than to go to Berkeley for my masters. And if you want to watch that video, let me know in the comments and just ping me, because I don't know what if people really want to watch that content, but I know like I have a clear, concise image of why I made this decision, because at one point I was trying to choose between Facebook and Berkeley, and I went with Facebook. Obviously, I'm in Dublin right now, so I can explain to you what went into that decision. But let me know. Oh, the journey to Berkeley was basically it's standard. You just you write essays, you write your statement of purpose, you get your letter of recommendations. I wrote the GRE. Now I think they don't even need the GRE, but I don't know what's latest. But it's a standard process. There's a lot of YouTube videos on how to get into these universities. Okay, what's next? Like we can take some fun questions as well. It doesn't have to be. Is blockchain development a good career path? Honestly, I really think it is, because right now, crypto is increasing. Crypto is taking the world by storm. Sort of like it's a brand new technology, right? And it's getting mainstream adoption. So I see a lot of opportunities, right? Like even if I talk a little bit about crypto, recruiters start coming in. Hey, we are looking for a blockchain engineer or a smart contracts engineer or something like that. Web3 engineer is a new profile that's coming up. So I definitely think that it is a good time to get started. Why? Because it's new, right? So not a lot of people are doing it. So for example, there are crypto companies who are looking for Web3 engineers who know Solidity and stuff, but there are very few people who actually know something like this, right? So it gives you an edge. If you are one of those people, it will be easier to find an opportunity. Plus, you can like build your expertise really quickly, because maybe 2 years from now, 5 years from now, you will be like a domain expert in crypto in blockchain. So I think it's a good idea to get started with blockchain development at this point. I'm an Android and Vue front-end developer with 7 month experience, thinking of switching job once I have. Okay, I lost that 1 year experience. So I should go for remote job or still search for office job? It's up to you, right? Like I know Android is very much in demand. Obviously, Android is the biggest operating system of the world. It's nice. I like, and I don't. I'm an iOS user, but I've used Android, and like I know Android is bigger than iOS, because sheer number of people using Android is much higher than number of people using iOS. So that's why companies need to invest money in their Android apps, and everyone has an Android app. So definitely being an Android developer is good, whether it's a remote job or like an office regular job. Remote job might give you better opportunities, better pay, better culture and stuff. So it's up to you, really. You can do either. Do the best one that you find. Right. Are you going to live in Ireland forever? Very good question. So, honestly, I don't know. Probably not, because I'm here right now because I got a really good opportunity and I moved here for that opportunity. Do I see myself living here forever? I don't think so. I mean, it's a great place. I love Dublin, and like it's a very vibrant city. People are really nice, and food and everything is great. But I don't know, man. I don't see myself living here forever. No, not really. Maybe something might change, but I doubt it. I personally don't think I will live here forever. No, but like it depends really. I never say never, right? So can you suggest how to find startups across the world, Europe, and all that? Okay. So basically, it's the same thing that I mentioned earlier. Go to Angel List, right? All these startups are on Angel List. Also, check out Remote OK. This is another website by Peter Levels, who I follow. And you can check him out on Twitter. And he posts a lot about remote jobs and companies hiring remotely and stuff. For me, oh yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, right? So check my Twitter in descriptions. I mean, it should be in the description. So it's ABHI Abhi BISHT Bisht 97. So go to Abhi 97. Hit me up on Twitter. Even I keep sharing about remote opportunities and stuff. So like Twitter is the best place to find remote work because all these CEOs and founders are on Twitter and they openly tweet like I'm looking for a Web3 engineer or I'm looking for a front end engineer or something like that. So like it's I think Twitter is a good place to find these opportunities. But apart from that, Angel List is your answer. Okay, how long did it take Airbase to roll out offer after final round, and what did they paid? Good vibes. Okay, how long did it take? It took, I think, a week or two because around the time of my interviews was when they had their website launch, right? Like Airbase was still in stealth mode. The first public launch where Airbase websites comes out so that people see, okay, what is Airbase? That launch happened in between my interviews, so my interviews got delayed a little bit, but then the offer rolling out was very quick, and I think on Friday I got the offer, and on Monday I joined them basically, right? So it doesn't take much time. And yeah, culture is really good, I think. So I don't have a lot of benchmark to compare, but from what my friends keep complaining about, my friends are in the best companies in India, and they keep complaining about the culture. I never had those problems at Airbase, so like they have a great culture. Are you ignoring, or you still haven't seen my message? Hellion Coder. I'm so sorry. Like there are a lot of comments. Like I stop and I read a comment and then I answer it, and by that time there are 100 more comments. So like I can't really see. But yeah, maybe ask your question multiple times, I guess, so that I can see it and answer it. बट इट्स हार्ड। भाई हिंदी में बात करो, डबलिन में इंग्लिश से पक गए होगे। बात तो सही है, मैं भी पक नहीं गया हूँ, बट इट्स फाइन, आई लाइक इंग्लिश, लेकिन हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं। बट द प्रॉब्लम इज़ मेरे काफ़ी सारे सब्सक्राइबर्स, नॉट एवरीवन स्पीक्स हिंदी, क्योंकि मैंने हिंदी में थोड़े व्लॉग्स डालना, वीडियोज़ डालना शुरू किया, तो वो लोग कमेंट करते थे कि ब्रो आई नीड कांट अंडरस्टैंड एंड ऑल दैट। सो आई ऑल्सो गॉट अ सबटाइटल्स पर्सन, सो इफ आई एम टॉकिंग इन हिंदी, तो उसमें सबटाइटल्स आ जाएगा। So basically, if I start talking in Hindi and explaining things, so you will get subtitles converting that to English from like now on. So, but yeah, हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं। आप लोग मुझे इंग्लिश में पूछ रहे हो, आप लोग हिंदी में पूछोगे तो मैं हिंदी में बताऊंगा ना। सब लोग इंग्लिश में पूछ रहे हैं कि what do I do this that, okay. Anyway, uh, okay, calm down. Hey, I've been doing an internship in a German startup for 3 months and it's ending soon. The founder asked me to continue, but should I? I'm in fifth sem. Isn't it better to focus on DSA, try for better? I would continue. Really, I would continue. But depends on the company. If you think that company is going somewhere and it's growing, I would continue, right? Like you can do it along with your college. It's not that big of a deal. I did a full-time internship with college. So I think it's fine. I would continue and use that as full-time work experience, because by the time you graduate, you already have an year of experience and that will help you to get better opportunities. So I would continue that if I were you. Okay. ABTube. Yes. What's up? भैया कॉलेज के लिए मैक कैसा है? मैक अमेजिंग है। मैं जब कॉलेज में था, ऑनेस्टली मैं फर्स्ट ईयर सेकंड सेमेस्टर में या थर्ड सेमेस्टर में मैंने फर्स्ट लैपटॉप लिया था अपना, और मेरा मैकबुक एयर जो बेसिक मैकबुक एयर उस समय होता था, उसमें पीछे लाइट जलती थी, वो वाला जो था उसमें आई थिंक बेस लेवल था एकदम, 8 GB, no, I think 4 GB RAM था उसमें. So yeah, my MacBook Air, the first one, had 4 GB of RAM, and it had like an Intel i5 processor and an Intel integrated जो भी GPU होता है. It was a very basic Mac, right? It was because I know my friends were buying Dell and HP ka big what do you call it, i7 and 16 GB RAM and all that fancy ass computers, but my MacBook outlasted all of these, and I still have it. Like I still have that MacBook, and I will show you guys someday my MacBook, which I learned everything that I know today. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. Now for that price, you get an M1 MacBook, which is probably the best MacBook ever. I'm right now doing this live stream from my M1 MacBook Air, and I think it's amazing. So like for every student, if you can get this M1 MacBook Air base version, I'm not even talking about the upgraded version, just the base version. I think I have the base version. It has 8 GB of RAM and M1 chipset, and it's perfect. Just go for it. You won't regret it for sure. You are from IIT? No, I'm not from IIT. And please don't confuse that. I saw a lot of comments like, "Are you from IIT?" Like, what is this obsession with IIT? Like, come on. I mean, uh, I get it. IIT का एक value है because in the past decades or so, IITians really succeeded. I guess like ठीक है, IIT is a good college. It's probably one of the best colleges in India to study. Sure, why not? But then it's you don't have to be from IIT to get somewhere, right? So I'm not from IIT, no. Okay. What else, guys? Something else like is this the only thing we're gonna talk about today? Okay, we have 200 people, guys. We don't even have two like 100 something likes. Drop more likes. We need more likes on this. 200 people, 139 likes. Yeah. Okay. Say something. Something. What? Uh, okay. If there's if there's a plan of returning to India after working for 10 years in the US, what are you trying to ask? If I have a plan of returning, I don't have a plan. So like I learned COVID, actually what COVID taught us. Like I also wanted to make a video about the lessons I learned from COVID, but the one of the lessons was that you cannot plan your life, like for real. So my plan, I will tell you, in 2020 was मेरे को Berkeley में admit मिल चुका था. So my plan was I will continue working for Airbase, and I will go to Europe and do my summer, like 2 months work from Europe, do a whole Europe trip, digital nomad thing, and then go back, pack my bags, move to Berkeley, and go to California, study, do my masters, do all that. Nothing worked out, like nothing at all, and this was just 1 year in advance, right? So I don't think it's worth planning your 10. ठीक है, have a vision of where you want to be and what you kind of want to accomplish in the next 10 years, but you cannot plan your life keep 10 years later I will move back to India. I cannot plan that. I might move back, I might not move back, I might move somewhere else, I might be here. Like it doesn't I don't know where I'm going to be 10 years from now in terms of location. Like it can be any location. I can be in California, I can be in India, I can be here. But yeah, I don't think you can have that plan. Even if you do have that plan, it's probably not going to be like real. Okay. How do you work efficiently? How does your typical day look like? Just curious. You seem like a good performer, even if in your education. Would you like to inculcate good habits? Wow, nice question. So, finally, thank you for this question. That is something different. Like everyone has been asking about remote jobs and dev and stuff. This is a good question. So, basically, I think everyone, be it whether you are into tech or whether you're like into something else or whether you're a student, I think you need to have some good habits. Not good habits, like that's a very gyan thing to say, but well, my day looks like I wake up early, right? So I rarely wake up late. Like most times, I don't use alarms. So I only use alarms if I have to catch a flight or something like that. But on normal days, I don't use any alarm. I just wake up early because my body is used to that. So train your body to wake up early is my biggest suggestion, because if you just start your day early, you have more hours than everyone else to do everything that you want to do. but we are all humans, we have limited time, so I give my work time to work, and apart from that I don't work. I invest time in learning. I read a lot. So I read a lot of books, and right now I'm reading about Buddhism. But yeah, read about Buddhism, read about Stoicism. I think Stoicism is really the thing that sort of changed my mind when it came to these life things. Like, how do you live live a good life, and how to be like a good person, and how you can live a more meaningful sort of a life. And so Stoicism gave me that. Read about Stoicism, read letters from Seneca, letters from a Stoic, or read Marcus Aurelius's Meditations and stuff like that. It will really help you to, it will give you a framework about how to think about life, how to take decisions, and how to do stuff, how to spend your time. You need to, time is everyone, like, everyone, I think the ultimate goal in life is to get your time back, right? Because we sell our time. We, I don't know, time is passing, right? Time is limited. Like, Jeff Bezos doesn't have 50 more years. I mean, I don't know, Jeff Bezos has all the billions in the world, but time is what is the most valuable thing, which you and I have. We are richer than Jeff Bezos when it comes to time, because we have many more years than he has, or anyone for that matter, right? They might be a billionaire, they might have more money, but you have more time. And if he could trade that, he probably would, right? If you ask Jeff Bezos, you pay 100, all your billions, 200 billion, if you get back to 20 years, like, you pay like 20, you pay all of your money, you give up all your money, and you will be 20-year again, I mean 20-year-old again. He would take it. He wouldn't even blink. Like, I can tell you with guarantee, because time is the most precious thing. So learn to control your time, manage your time, and that'll change your life. Okay. Do you invest in stocks? Good. Now we are getting different questions. I like this. So I do invest in stocks. Obviously, I do. Because, so क्या हुआ ना, जब मैं कॉलेज में था तो तब, like I said, I was wasting time. But एक समय के बाद I started to have some money, and then I started to think about investing. So, like, I learned invest. So look, I mean, it was no big deal, right? I started investing, I think, in 2018. 2018 or 17, something like that. So I was like 19 or 20 year old. तो मैंने उस समय शुरू किया कैसे इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, एंड आई हैव मेड द मिस्टेक्स, राइट? आई हैव लॉस्ट मनी एज वेल बैक देन, क्योंकि जब आप शुरू करते हो तो आपको कुछ पता नहीं होता है। तो मैं भी रैंडमली ऐसा कोई देखता था न्यूज़ में, दिस कंपनी, दैट कंपनी, एंड I've lost money. I've lost money on companies like Yes Bank, for example, right? So, but the thing is, उस समय का मेरा पूरा portfolio इतना छोटा होता था. Like, now if I invest, my every SIP is more than my entire portfolio size. So my portfolio size would be some 20, 30,000, 40,000, I think. So it was nothing really, right? So उस समय मेरे को जो loss भी हुआ, that was my learning fees. I consider that as a price that you have to pay to learn. And after that, I think I've been doing really well. And then 2019 is when I started working. So I started investing in, like, a little bit about crypto and stocks. 2020, when the crash happened, is when everything changed for me, right? Until then, it was like a small thing, because I was also building my emergency fund back then. But 2020, when the crash happened in Feb and March, that's when I went all in, right? And that's when I everything I would make, I would just buy stocks with it. And I remember the Ethereum that I bought at that time was $386. I think this is in March or April 2020, when COVID happened. So I put all the money I was making into these things, and they have given me really good returns. But yeah, that's about stocks investing. Okay. Are you veg or non-vegetarian? I am non-vegetarian. I love, so I eat everything, right? I mean, my philosophy is be a Roman in Rome. So जब आप कहीं जाते हो, ठीक है, जब मैं इंडिया में होता हूँ या कहीं ऐसे जगह में, जैसे मैं राजस्थान गया था, like I was traveling उदयपुर and जयपुर, we were eating vegetarian because you have amazing vegetarian food, right? जब मैं यहाँ हूँ, यहाँ पे non-vegetarian बहुत खाते हैं, तो ठीक है, I'll also eat it because that's good, and like I like it. मैं स्पेन गया था, I had an octopus there for the first time in my life. I don't think we even have those in India. We might have those, but like it wouldn't be fresh or like as good. So like I'm fine. Like it doesn't matter to me as long as it's good and it's tasty. Like I'm a foodie, so yeah. Okay, how is DXC technology? I got placed. Honestly, not sure, bro. I haven't heard of that company. Uh, so you need to do your research. Hopefully, it's good. But anything. If they're paying you well and if it's a good work experience, you getting to work on what you want to work on, just take it, build experience, jump onto something new. Room tour. Oh yeah, so I could give you my room, or like the house tour is what I think what you meant to ask, right? So this is the living room, and I have my room upstairs. And okay, if you guys want to watch it, let me know. Like, drop a comment if you want to watch the house tour. I've seen those on YouTube, but I know I don't get the point of it. But if you really want to watch it, I'll make one, and I guess we can do that. Talk about relationships. Wait. Okay, good question. Let me get back to that. I saw another question. Which language did you use for DSA? So I have used JavaScript and Python. So if you go to my lead code account and you look at the past solutions, about 50% of them will be in JavaScript and the rest of them will be in Python. So I've used JavaScript and Python. You can use any language, like it really doesn't matter as long as you can solve the problems. Like, for example, I can solve a problem on paper with an algorithm and then translate that into JavaScript or Python or any language, Java, for example, right? You syntax doesn't really matter. So pick any language that's most comfortable for you. Python is very comfortable. JavaScript also is very, like, they have good. I think JavaScript has a good syntax, and like JavaScript is more functional. I kind of relate to the functional programming aspect more than anything else. Java is a very object oriented language. JavaScript can do both, but mainly like you can do a lot of functional programming in JavaScript, which is my favorite programming paradigm. So like that's why I prefer JavaScript, but Python as well. Python is good. Yeah, coming back to this question, talk about relationships in college. Is it good or is it just waste of time? Now this is the kind of question that kind of picks your brain, right? Like I see all sorts of extreme opinions on YouTube. Some people are like, no, do this, do that. I watch Chetan Bhagat's video, right? I love the dude. He makes really good videos. But when it comes to this, he's like, don't waste your time, this, that. I don't believe in it, really. It's not a waste of time unless, okay, I get when some people take it to the extreme and like don't do anything else. You quit your main things, you quit your goals and your studies, and like you just don't do that. Like that's stupidity, right? You need to learn to find a balance, right? A good life is a well balanced life. Nothing is too good if it's extreme, right? If you look at Elon Musk, he's an extreme workaholic. He works more than you and me combined, right? He works and works and works. He doesn't I mean, from what it looks like, he doesn't have a life, right? He works all through the week, all through the weekend, all the time. Don't do that. It's not good. Don't be. I used to follow Gary Vee, who used to be like hustle, hustle, hustle. No, don't do that. It's toxic. Like, fine, you have to hustle, and but you have to find a balance. Like, don't, if you have 24 hours in a day, don't spend all 24 hours hustling to get something done. Right? Okay, spend some time, that like that should take majority of your time, because that's the most important thing, but not all your time. Like, you need to have a balance. You need, that's what I think a lot of the philosophical books that I read teach you. You need to find a balance, and that's the key to leading a good life. Have a good balance of your career and your work and your relationships. Relationships are the most important, right? More important than your career, I would say. So focused, like, have, if you have a good relationship, nurture it. Not just a relationship, the what you're saying, right? Friendship is also a relationship. So if you have your friends and your relationships, spend time to nurture them, because they are more important, I would say, than your career. So career is important. If you're doing a startup, it takes most of your time, but still I would suggest find time for your loved ones and your relationships, because that's what makes us human, right? It's not the amount of money you have, or it's not the amount of laurels, or whatever career achievements you have, right? It's, in the end, we are human beings, and I would say try to find a balance. Yep, that's my answer. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, don't be obsessed with your thing. 215, 221. Nice. Now we have more likes than people. I love that. Keep dropping the likes. Keep it coming, guys. Thank you. Okay, next question. Yeah, let's do more questions. But your college. My college, if you're trying to ask what college I studied in a college called SJCE, Mysore. SJCE. So just Google SJCE Mysore. You will find my college. It's in Mysore, Karnataka. It's like very close to Bangalore. I think our advantage was that we were very close to Bangalore, which is like the technology IT hub, Silicon Valley of India. So yeah, so I studied in Mysore. What time is it? We are 40 minutes in. We will go 20 more minutes. I want to do this for 1 hour. So, yep, drop your questions. What's that? Okay. How is 15 LPA? And what would you advise for a new grad who has been working on personal projects for 6 months? 15 LPA is good for a starter. I think I would take it. You can get better, but don't be greedy. In the end, like, don't try to maximize your CTC in the short run. Yes, I made a video. I told you don't take anything less than 10 because that's exploitation. I'm against exploitation. But I would suggest that 15 is good for a starter, definitely. But at some point, like if I really had to, I would have found a company who would pay me even more than what Airbase was paying me, or like what Facebook is paying me, right? There's always someone who will be willing to pay you more, but like at some point you need to think about the other things, right? What kind of learning you're going to get, that's the most important part. At Airbase, I got the best learning I could have ever gotten, right? Because it was an early stage startup. You know how a startup is built, like how all these San Francisco companies are built. I saw that firsthand, like everything. Not just like the tech product is built, but how a startup is built, like the management side of things, the business side of things, the legal side of things, the finance side of things, fundraising. So like you want to maximize learning early on in your career. Even like my current role at Facebook, I took it to learn more, right? Because like the kind of problems that these companies have are very different, right? No one operates at the scale that Facebook or Microsoft or Google kind of operates. So the nature of the problems is very different. They are very hard problems, that's why they pay you so much. But there's a lot of learning involved, right? And the day I stop learning here, I would probably leave to some other place. So focus on learning, but yeah, pay is good. It's important, obviously. Okay. I asked it because I got rejected by a girl. Oh man. Okay. Maybe I took your question wrong. So if you're saying this, I don't recommend you waste any more time on the girl, for example. When you said that, okay, is it worth spending time on relationships? I thought you already have a relationship that you're thinking whether you should spend time on it or something like that. But if this happens, right, rejection or whatever, don't. I think like fine, like start building yourself up. Maybe it's not the right person for you, maybe you're not right for her, she's not right for you. Just move on, right? Don't be stuck on that thing. Just develop yourself and build your personality. Just spend time on yourself, build your career. I think, yeah, that in that 100% fair, right? If this is the situation, I just wanted to correct myself. Like I meant that nurture your relationships that you have, your friends, your girlfriend, whatever. But then this way, don't waste time. Definitely not. Just develop yourself, and you will find better women, and like who want to be with you. The right person will always come along. So don't worry about it. Advice for someone just joining college: does CGPA matter? uh CGPA does matter if you're going to do a master's or something. So like for me, my CGPA was 9.2 in college. So I always have an opportunity if I want to do masters, because when I apply for masters, they will look at my CGPA from my undergrad, right? So if you want to do masters, it's always beneficial to have a good GPA. But if you just want to get a good job, or if you want to start up or something, no one is going to care about your CGPA. Like no one at Airbase asked what my GPA was. No one at Facebook asked what my GPA was. So depends on your goal. But I would say if you can get a good GPA, it's always good to have it. It's not hurting you, right? In any way. So if you like, focus on it a little bit, but focus more on skills is what I would say. And for the advice, I already made that video. Go to my channel, look at It's titled something like "What Advice I Would Give to My 18-year-old Self for First Years of College." So just go and watch that video. I've already made it. 24-year-old is too late to start coding. No, it's not too late. It's never too late, really. Like, I have heard from people, like, I obviously make these videos, right? And then people hit me up on Instagram and stuff. If you guys want to reach me, just Instagram mein jaake look at IM_AB4. You can find my Instagram on the description, and just hit me up. I will take a look. So someone reached out to me on Instagram and they told me their journey. They were 31-year-old, and they were in some sort of a testing kind of a dead end domain, manual testing kind of a thing. And after seeing my video, this they saw my video in which I had shown something and like do this course, and they did that, and this transitioned into a development role at a startup at 31, which is when they started that, right? So it's not too late. It's never too late. On Twitter, on YouTube, you'll also find people who started when they're like 50 or something like that. So it's never too late to learn. 24 is especially way too early, dude. It's fine. Hi Abhi, are your roots from Uttarakhand? Just made a guess by best surname. Yes, my roots are indeed from Uttarakhand. So my I was in fact born in Dehradun. So like Dehradun is the capital of Uttarakhand, and I was. It's a beautiful city. It's the valley, the Himalayas and Himalayas. It's in the foothills of Himalayas. Beautiful city. So yes, I do have my roots in Uttarakhand. भाई इंस्टाग्राम पर मैसेज किया था पर रिप्लाई नहीं आया. I'm so sorry. आप मुझे फिर से करो. The thing is, I'll show you what happens about. So this is. Wait, let me see if this. Are we in focus? Okay. Yes. Now we should kind of be in focus. So this is my Instagram inbox, right? And I try to reply to like 5 to 10 people each day, but the incoming messages are like way more than that, right? So if I'm replying to 10 people and 25 people message me on that day, it's very hard. Like there's just a lot. I like lose track at some point, right? So like there are a lot of people. Imagine one person. This is not, I don't have a management team who will look at the DMs and reply, right? I do it myself. So um it's just hard that way. So basically you need to just keep repeating your question over there. I'm sorry I have to say this, but like that's the way to get the reply. And I do reply. Like I do send people things and links and stuff. So nice. Okay, I just dropped my phone and I realize I'm out of focus. I'm sorry. uh, Yep, we're back in focus. So yeah, just DM me again and I will take a look. And I keep replying. I try to reply to 5 to 10 people. Again, goes back to the previous point. Like I said, time is very crucial, right? Time is very important. Time is the most important thing we have as humans. I try to reply to 5 to 10 people a day because that's the amount of time I can give to that. But yeah, if you want, all you can also reach out to me. You just email me, right? Because email is something that stays, and like I read through the emails more. So that might be a good way. But also I would take this moment to tell you guys like the way to. Okay, I can make a video about this. So like I'll tell you guys then how to actually write a cold DM or cold email to someone. Don't write hey, right? Writing hey, you're never gonna get a reply. So there's a way to write cold DMs, and I will teach you in another video. Okay. How is the IT atmosphere in Kolkata? Honestly, I have no idea. Like, I have never. Okay, I have been to Kolkata once because I had a flight that was transiting through the Kolkata airport, but don't really have an idea. I know the in India the IT scene is really good in Bangalore because I lived in Bangalore. Hyderabad is good because I have friends who are there. Like there's Uber and Microsoft and all that in Hyderabad. Then I think Pune is good. Delhi is good, and that's all I know. So I haven't been to Kolkata. Bro, you're so handsome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, we have 10 more minutes, guys. I will take some more lighter questions. Like, I hope like this has given you value, but we can take some light questions. Like, it doesn't have to be this intense. So I'm sorry for the focus. Like, it's on manual focus because I like. I think I kind of find manual focus better because you get all this. I don't know, poker and stuff. So okay. Three books you suggest for every 18-year-old, not for college studies. Good question. Perfect question. But a difficult question, right? So I tend to read a lot, and but three books I would suggest to college people. Now this is really going to make me think for college students specifically, right? So one, you need to get your finances on track. Like it is very important because I'm sure you're not going to study anything about personal finance. So the easiest book about personal finance is called Rich Dad Poor Dad. So read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and who's the author? Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Um that's one book. It will get your finances on track because I think it's very important. We don't study about finance at all through our school, through our college. Read that book. That's one. Two, read. Um, okay, you could read novels, but if you're looking to develop yourself, I'm not sure. Let me look at my books. I have a lot of books here. Okay, maybe I can grab you some books. I'm sorry. Okay, this is messy, but I'll just get some books for you. Some habits anti-fragile. Okay, I got two books. I told you Rich Dad Poor Dad. Sorry, I had to move. I didn't imagine doing that on a live stream, but yeah, three books, right? So one, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Two, Anti-Fragile. This is a book by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Okay, focus. Nassim Taleb, Anti-Fragile. Very good book. It also talks about all his other books. So just read this and you're golden. You don't have to read all of his books. Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Very good book. If you want to become anything, really read that book, and I think it's going to help you whether you're a student or a professional. Just read that book. So this is self development. This is again self development. Rich Dad Poor Dad is again self development, but in personal finance space. So okay, bro, give your mail ID. Very much important. It's long, right? I'll just go to my YouTube about page. You'll find it there. I will also make a form. So I'm planning to redo my personal website because my personal website, if I don't know if you've seen it, but it's been there the same since second year of college when I learned HTML. I mean, so at the time, like I said, I was doing freelance website projects, and that's when I made that website. It was very basic, and I never updated it after that because I got airbase, then I got here. So I will do an update, and I'm planning to add a contact form as well as a link where you can download all the downloads that I have because a lot of people DM me just for those links. So I'll try to automate that. I'm a UX designer. Can I get a remote? Yes, definitely. UX designers do get remote roles and stuff. So 100% you can get remote jobs as a UX designer. Yep. In fact, Airbase is hiring UX designers right now. Apply to Airbase. Where did you graduate in India? I graduated from SJC Mysore. Already answered. You are really kind, bro. Thanks a lot. Thank you. That's a good compliment. I would like compliments like that. Thank you. Okay. What else? Where did you graduate in India? Already answered like so many times. Okay. What else? Come on, looking for fun questions. How do you stay consistent in learning new skills, including DSA and grasping the concepts? So that's the thing, right? If you really have your fundamentals strong, you don't really have to focus a lot. Like I was just looking into Web3 development, for example. Like I had until recently, I had never thought of it. Very recently, I just started to look like what is this, all the solidity, all the jazz about solidity, smart contracts, and all that, and it instantly started making sense to me, right? So like if I want to become a Web3 engineer, let's say, it would take me a week or two to get to a stage where I can learn enough of it to contribute as a Web3 engineer at a crypto startup. That's because I have spent time on like developing my fundamentals, which is computer science basics, like programming basics, right? So if you get your fundamentals right, and the way to do that, one very good way to get your fundamentals to the top of software engineers. So like this is the secret of the top 1% or top 0.1% of the software engineers around the world. It's a book called SICP, Structure and Interpretation of Computer Programs. If you solve that book, if you read that book, and if you do it end to end, you're gonna be 100 times better programmer than you are today. Like for me, that book changed my entire thinking about programming. And once you do that, anything related to programming would make sense to you, and it would become easy for you after that. So it will change your mindset about what computer programming is. And like data structure stuff is just a thing to clear interviews. I mean, theek hai, I know data structures. So like for me, if I want to prepare for interviews, I will spend some time doing lead code. That's it. I already know the data structures and basic algorithms, the fundamentals, that the important ones. So like it's not something I will have to spend more time on. It's just a thing. When I will prepare for interviews, I will brush them up. That's it. The first time though, you do have to spend time. How's the dating scene in Ireland? It's wonderful. Recommend it. Go to Ireland. You know, you'll see for yourself. Okay. Um, Currently working at a remote company for 15 LPA for 6 months. Would you suggest building products or trying to get into big tech with DSA like you did? I don't know, man. Depends on what your goal is, right? Oh, sorry, Vihan. I don't know. Whatever. So depends on what your goal is. I did this because I wanted to move here, and I wanted to get that experience of a big tech company and get solve problems that don't even exist at most companies. 99% companies don't have the problems that I'm solving right now, right? So I wanted to learn that. That's why I chose this. And also having Facebook on your resume is a big deal, right? No matter how much we say this, that doesn't matter, but it does matter. If you have Facebook or Google on your resume, anyone, everyone wants you. Like I get flooded when I was working at Airbase. I was getting approached by recruiters of other Silicon Valley startups. After having Facebook, I get approached by every company under the sun. Amazon recruiters are like, "Kick, kick, kick, kick." I don't know what Amazon recruiters, their job is to just ping everyone on LinkedIn. But yeah, like once you have Facebook or like these big tech companies, it has a lot of value as a software engineer, because when you come out of a Facebook or a Google, you have learned a lot of things, and you can help the other company with a lot of things. So that's an advantage if you want to join a big tech company. But if you just want to get into more startups or a different startup, just get a pay raise, then do that. Like get into a remote startup. Honestly, if I were to maximize my so I didn't talk a lot about this, but I also talk when considering Facebook, I also had Spotify and Stripe. If I wanted to maximize the amount of money that I make, I would probably have gone to Stripe, because Stripe is at the time a smaller company than it is now. They're a massive, I think, $95 billion company right now. At the time, it was way lesser, and they're gonna IPO next year or something like that. So you make a lot of money in these IPOs, right? Because you get pre-IPO equity. And if I were to join Stripe, my CTC would be much higher, probably, hopefully. I mean, hopefully Stripe does well in the public IPO, but yeah, so there are pros and cons. So depending on what you want, do that. What else? We are almost done. Let's take a couple more questions, right? Did you prepare for IIT JEE? Honestly, no, no. I never took a coaching. Like at one point, I was thinking, should I get a coaching thing for IIT JEE? But I was too, I would say lazy. Not lazy, but I was not interested. Never, right? At one point, I was interested in Bits Pilani, and I wanted to get into Bits Pilani, and I got into Bits Pilani. I mean, I didn't get. I mean, I cleared the exam. I got some. I don't remember my score. I think it was 341 or something. So I did. So I all I did was there was a book called Arihant Bitsat. Yeah, I remember the book. It was this thick Arihant Bitsat, and that's the only book I studied in my for my entrance exams. And then I did CET and stuff. It was easy. Like I prepared for bits, and the CET became easy, and bits was also like good. But I wouldn't have gotten CS in bits Pilani if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, uh, IIT, I honestly did not have that fascination ever. How is SJC in terms of placements? It's great, yeah. I mean, I know for a fact a lot of companies come to SJC for placements, but if you really want to do something very, very like extreme, like you will have to go off campus. You cannot rely on companies coming to you. You have to see. I have a theory, right? Like, let's make it more real. Like, if you're looking for, like, I explained this to my friends, right? My friends keep complaining about some girl, right? You want, like, you go somewhere, there's this one girl who you want. Sorry for the girls here, I know there are a few girls here, but this is in the perspective of a guy, but it can apply to any human, I think. But if I'm a guy and there's a girl that I want, there are chances that there might be other people who want you, but the one that you really want doesn't want you. It happens. That's how life is. So, like, think of it as these companies that come to you, they want you. The one that you want, the one that's really beyond your league, is going to be off campus. Like for me, Airbase was way beyond my league, and but it was off campus. Airbase wouldn't have come to campus. Facebook would never have come to campus. So yeah, if you really want to stretch yourself, go for off campus. But SJC has good placements. So I can vouch for that. For what purpose did you go to Spain? I went to travel. I love traveling, and I want to travel around the world. And Spain was just my long. I always wanted to go to Spain, and I think I want to go there again. It's an amazing place. But yeah, I was just traveling Europe while I'm in Dublin. It's very close to your. I mean, anywhere I have to go to Amsterdam, it's a 1 hour flight. Paris, 1 hour, 1.5 hour flight. Zurich, 1 hour, 1.5 hour flights from here to everywhere. So yeah, I get to travel Europe. Okay, last question. We're already over time. Final question. Let's take a any question. Like, give me a good question. Okay. Come on. It's the same monotonous questions, guys. Something else. Come on. Let's have a fun ending. Okay. Resources I followed for DSA. Go to my channel. I have made a video on data structure algorithms. Just watch that video. You'll find everything you need to know. There's it's titled Data Structures and Algorithms. Just watch that video. Your top three bucket list of top three travel destination. Good question. So top three. I don't have a top three. I have like a big bucket list. But if by top three you mean up next, I have France. So Paris, Nice, La Rochelle. I don't know, France. I want to go to the. I want to go see the Eiffel Tower. Come on, we have all romanticized it and seen it in movies and stuff. So Eiffel Tower, France, and then I want to go to Amsterdam. That's there. Then I have to go to Greece. Fascinated by Greece and Italy. I want to go to Italy because as a kid I used to play a lot of Assassin's Creed. Um, Let me know if you are into Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is my favorite game series. I mean, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations are my favorite games of all time because I love the story of Ezio Auditore. And Ezio was in Italy, in Florence and Monteriggioni and Tuscany and Rome. So Italy soon, hopefully. Me, Vaibhav, I see you, I hear you. Assassin's Creed is the best. Like even right now, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Amazing game. And I want to go to Greece because I've seen and experienced Greece in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So yeah. Okay. Last question. Ultimate last question. Uh, Come on. How's beer in Ireland? Beer is amazing. Like I think they're known for their alcohol. There's a beer called Guinness. It's the best. Visit Santorini in Greece. I will. I will. Santorini is on the bucket list. Uh, Future of AR VR. Okay, I think this is going to be the last question. Future of AR VR. I see it. It popped up. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is damn good. Yes, but play Assassin's Creed 2 first, then play Brotherhood, and then play Revelations because it's continuation. So yeah, future of AR and VR. Final question. I think it's bright. Like I just recently got my hands on Oculus, so Facebook actually sent me an Oculus. I didn't buy it, so it's for testing like internal purposes. So I got an Oculus Quest 2, and the moment I put it on and turned it on, I was in this new world. Like I had never had an experience of VR. For example, look, I mean, back in India, I used to see like at malls and stuff. There used to be these kids having some VR thing, but I've never experienced it. My first experience was when I put the Quest 2 on and it powered on, and it blew me away, right? Like it is definitely the future. I have watched the movie. I don't know if you guys have watched the movie. Check out I think it's called Ready Player One. So Ready Player One is a movie you can find on Netflix. And watch that movie. It is about AR VR, and I think Oculus Quest is very close to that. It's like in its infancy, right? Like it's still new. It's a new technology, but it's growing really fast. It's maturing really fast, and a lot of new cool things happening on it. I've played games in VR. They're amazing. They're still like very in the I think the early stages. Like it will get better over time, but it's still nevertheless it's an amazing experience watching videos in VR. YouTube has a 360-degree video library. You can just go to YouTube VR, and basically you will feel like you're there. Like there are videos about traveling. For example, I saw this video of some mountain range in China, Guangzhou Mountain or something it was called. So it was like I am there, right? It was a drone shot of footage, and it was like I am flying over those mountains, and I can see like if I look up, there'll be the sky. You look around, there's those mountains, and if you look down, you will see the waters and stuff, right? So you really feel the presence, like for videos, for games, for work. I don't know, like meetings are amazing. There are VR meetings and stuff. I think it's really futuristic, and I think it's going to get better over time. So AR and VR is great. Get into AR and VR. I want to kind of get into AR VR. I'm still thinking whether to get into crypto or AR VR because like it takes I don't know, maybe both. I just want to learn. I always want to keep learning things. Future of AR VR. I'm definitely looking out for it. You guys, if you can get a Quest to check it out, it's amazing. I think the future is bright. Okay, I think I'm done, guys. Your views on ML and AI? Sure. ML and AI, it's good. It's a new field. It's not new anymore. It's more of a buzzword, right? There are good applications that AI is going to enable that were not possible before, but I have the limited amount of experience that I've had with machine learning was just basically supervised learning and stuff. I also did a project. My final year project was reinforcement learning based trading bot. Right? It used to sort of use this technique called Q learning. Just Google it, and I have had limited experience, but I honestly didn't find it that fascinating because it is like the things that you can do with it, the applications. So applied artificial intelligence is interesting, but in terms of developer, it's more of a statistician's job. It's more of a mathematician's job. It's more statistics than it is software development. So I'm into software development. So yeah, that's my view about MLAI. But it's good. Like if you want to get into MLAI, there's a lot of opportunities, but you need to study more. Thanks for doing the session. Loved it. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I love this. It was great catching up with you guys. And thanks for doing the session. Thank you. Thank you for spending your time Sunday evening. And it's my time. It's like gonna be 5. I'm gonna head out. But yeah, it was lovely, and maybe we should do this more often. Let me know. Comment on this or comment on the post that I made on the communities page. Let me know if I don't know once. That may be beyond my abilities at the moment. So that's Siri. Okay, but anyway, so let me know, and we can schedule a session, like a live session every month or something like that. But sure, it was great to be here, and thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, and this video will be there on the channel. You can watch it later. And if you missed the whole thing, just I will. I think it starts to show up on the channel a few minutes now. But yeah, this is it. It was lovely to talk to you guys, and I look forward to doing this again soon, hopefully. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.